Hey, grade twos, it's Mr. Olson. Here's our next lesson on graphing. So today we're going to be looking at something called a bar graph. And it's just a different way of displaying information than what we have been using up until now. So I have made a graph here called Mr. Olson's action figures. And along the side we have some numbers. And these numbers tell us how many of each figure that I have. So if we look here, I have Batman, and no surprise, I have the most Batman figures of any of them. This graph tells me if I follow this all the way up, 1, 2, 3, 4, it ends right at the 5. So that tells me that I have 5 Batman action figures. If we look at Hulk, we follow it up, I have 2 Hulk figures. Here's Thor. Thor goes way up and reaches the 4, so that means I have 4 Thor figures. And Wonder Woman. Follow it up. It ends at the 3, so that means I have 3 Wonder Woman figures. So now we can answer some of these questions. We can answer, how many action figures does Mr. Olson have altogether? Well, if I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 altogether. I can add up each bar to get the total number of figures. How many Batman figures does Mr. Olson have? Well, we just need to check the Batman column. It goes all the way up to 5. So that means I have 5 Batman action figures. How many more Batman than Thor figures does Mr. Olson have? Well, here's Thor. Thor goes up to 4, and Batman goes up to 5. So that means I have 1 more Batman figure than Thor. And here's our question. How many fewer Hulk than Wonder Woman figures does Mr. Olson have? Well, if I look at Wonder Woman, I have 3. And if I look at Hulk, I only have 2. So that means I have 1 less, 1 fewer Hulk than Wonder Woman figures. Okay, so we're going to rearrange some of these a little bit. We can drag this one down to 4. And let's move this one down to 2. Let's move Hulk to 3, and let's move Wonder Woman to 5. So now I'm going to leave it like that, and I would like you now to answer these same questions based on the new graph. So you can pause the video here so that you can see all the numbers, figure out how many I have altogether, how many Batman figures do I have, how many more Batman than Thor, and how many fewer Hulk than Wonder Woman. Okay, if you want, you can use this graph. If you can also make up your own graph that looks like this using some collections that you have of your own. I'm just not sure what you would have on hand to make up your graph information, but if you have something, certainly feel free to draw your own graph. That would be super cool. If you don't have the stuff to do it, just use this graph and answer the questions based on what you see here at the end of the video. Okay, happy learning grade twos. I look forward to seeing your work.